Hi everyone, I'm the Tax Pro, and today we're going to go over liabilities in QuickBooks Online in the chart of accounts. So in prior videos, I walked through the importance of the chart of accounts. As a recap, chart of accounts is extremely important because it provides essentially the framework for all of your reports. It also, if you don't structure the chart of accounts right, your books are going to be a mess, reports won't make sense, and you're going to get yourself into a big hole. So chart of accounts is very important. Assets have already been covered in another video, so now we're going to do liabilities. Liabilities are items that a company owes to another person or to another company for one reason or another. So I'm going to dive into the chart of accounts, show you what that looks like, and then go over best practices for setting up liabilities in your chart of accounts. So this is the homepage of ABC Creative in QuickBooks Online. This is a fictitious business that I use to record these videos. So this is not a real company. In order to navigate to the chart of accounts, we can use a couple different ways. We can either go to transactions over here in the left-hand menu and click chart of accounts, or we can go to the gear icon in the upper right-hand corner under your company and then go to chart of accounts. What this does is this will bring up a whole entire list of all your accounts. Now, you can run a report if you would like to see what accounts you have already set up. I'm going to go ahead and click the new button and show you the different types of liabilities that we can set up here. So I'm just going to make up an account name. We're going to call it loan. If you're going to put a loan, put like loan from XYZ Bank or whatever. And then potentially like the last couple of digits so that you can identify what loan it is. Now, the first 5 types of accounts that are listed are asset accounts. We are going to use the next 4 for liabilities. So accounts payable, credit cards, other current liabilities, and long-term liabilities. Accounts payable are going to be amounts that you owe to vendors. And when you enter a bill in QuickBooks Online automatically offsets that bill to accounts payable. All QuickBooks Online accounts come with an accounts payable set up, and there's only one detail type for accounts payable. There's really no reason that you need to set up an additional accounts payable account, so I just want you to be aware that it exists, but there's really no reason to set up another one, okay? Credit cards, there's only one detail type for credit card because it is a credit card. A credit card is a liability because technically you owe that balance to the bank that you have the credit card with. And you can enter a credit card, you can put an opening balance information in there. So that's a credit card. Every credit card that you have should have an account. Now, sometimes you'll get a credit card, like I see this a lot at Chase, where you may have a credit card account, but there are 7 different credit cards attached to that credit card account because you have, John has a credit card, Bill has a credit card, Susie has one, Stephanie has one. And so they all have these credit cards that all tie to one main account. You can put in a parent account, so like a parent credit card account that all of those credit cards tie to. And you'll find that some credit cards look that way. So I'm going to set that up and then we'll see what that looks like in the balance sheet. So I'll do like parent Chase account because I see this a lot at Chase. And this is just going to be a parent account. I'm going to save and create a new one. And then I might have, Susie's Chase account. And I'm going to make this a sub account under the Chase account, which should, it's not going to pop up. Give me just a minute. QuickBooks Online is not appreciating what I'm doing here. So we're going to make this that's a credit card, sub account. There we go. Parent Chase account. Okay. So we're gonna make Susie a sub account, and then we'll make Bill's Chase account. We're gonna make Chase a sub account. Okay. Now, so that's credit cards, and I'm gonna show you what that looks like later on the balance sheet. The other two types of liabilities here are going to be other current liability and long-term liabilities. So when we talk about current liabilities are liabilities that are going to be paid off within the next 12 months. Long-term liabilities stretch longer than 12 months. Okay? So an example of a current liability is going to be like we have, some payroll that we need to pay, or there's like a really small term loan that maybe we just have like a 6-month bridge loan or something along those lines. These are the detail types underneath other current liabilities. You can have deferred revenue. Deferred revenue is where a customer has paid you for a job or for products, and you haven't earned that particular revenue yet. So you haven't fulfilled that order. And this is an accrual concept. So if you're a cash basis small business taxpayer, you might not need to track this. And that's okay if you don't. You may not need to track deferred revenue. This is going to be this is an accrual based account. Federal income tax payable, you might not need this. Most small businesses are pass-through entities, and so they do not pay federal income tax. Insurance payable, line of credit, just make sure if it's an other current liability that the line of credit's going to get paid off right away, like within the next 12 months. Loan payable, same thing, 12 months or less. Other current liabilities, so if you have something that just doesn't fit in these categories, QuickBooks always gives you like kind of a broad category to dump it into. Payroll clearing, so this is, you owe the payroll company. Oftentimes what'll happen is you'll run payroll, and then you'll want to record payroll in QuickBooks, and the payroll company is going to come and take a couple of different draws from your account. So you'll put all of the payroll information in, and you'll say, okay, it's going to come out. We owe that to the payroll company. It's going to come out in the next couple of days. Payroll tax payable, prepaid expenses, rents and trust, sales tax payable, state and local income tax payable, trust accounts, undistributed tips. So there's a whole slew of other current liabilities. Let's look at long-term liabilities. Notes payable, this is the same as saying a loan. They just use notes because notes are, generally kind of perceived as being longer than 12 months. Other long-term liabilities and shareholder notes payable. So these are all different types of liabilities, and you can make them sub-accounts. These all live on the balance sheet. Very important to make sure that you are reconciling these every single month in order to have the accurate balance on them. I'm going to quick do a transaction into these credit card accounts so you can see how that rolls up. Just kind of ignore what I'm doing. I'm going to do a quick journal entry to kind of manipulate some items here. And I'll show you what this looks like. Okay. So I just put some expenses on the Chase accounts. Obviously, there's better workflow than just doing a journal entry, but this is just going to force that balance sheet to kind of show you what happens when you have sub-accounts under liabilities. So liabilities live under the balance sheet or live on the balance sheet. Very important to make sure that you're reconciling them. This is what your balance sheet looks like here. So as of today, we have our assets up here. Went over that in another video. Now we're going to go to liabilities. So you're going to notice that we have a current liability section, and then we have long-term liabilities. And it's really important for lenders or people who are going to purchase the business to know what is actually current and what is long-term. The reason being is that there are ratios that are affected by only short-term liabilities, only long-term liabilities, a combination. And those ratios can determine, like what amount of free cash are you going to have to pay off debt, or how desirable are you for lending? What is your debt to asset ratio? And are we looking at a current ratio or a quick ratio, which would use current liabilities, or are we looking at kind of like an overall ratio? Long-term liabilities, because you're going to pay those off in like greater than 12 months, the cash needed to pay those off is something that you can accrue like later down the road. Whereas if a bank looks and they see, oh my gosh, you have $100,000 in current liabilities, but you have $10,000 in cash, they're going to say, well, how are you going to do that? That's going to be a little bit of a challenge, and that might raise some flags for lending, okay? So what you'll see here is we have accounts payable. So this is a default account. You won't have to set this up. But when you do set up your chart of accounts for your liabilities, I do want you to go ahead and set up your credit cards. And you'll see here that we have this National Bank credit card. It's got a negative balance. It shouldn't. It's just because we've done some weird stuff because this isn't a real company. And then you'll see that we have each of the Chase accounts, Bill and Susie, and that folds up nicely into the parent Chase account. So when I go to reconcile, I can reconcile the parent Chase account if we just get one statement. So you're gonna wanna add credit cards in there. And you can connect the credit cards to the bank feeds, which makes it easier to take in all the transactions that are coming through. For other current liabilities, you may need to, track those. If you have any loans, the business has any loans from an individual or a company, make sure that you get those on there. Long-term liabilities for assets, for example, so maybe you have a note on a vehicle or a piece of equipment. You may have a mortgage on a property, and that needs to go on there. We're talking about things that the business owns, not that the owner owns, right? So all of those are potential liabilities that you're going to want to make sure you get on the chart of accounts. So anything that you potentially owe. Now, when it comes to stuff like, oh, we have interest that we owe every single month, you don't necessarily have to record that as a payable. You'll adjust that out when you reconcile that loan. Now, if you've accrued interest and you haven't paid it, then that would be, like an interest payable account. And if you have any questions, please let me know. I hope that that was helpful. If you found it helpful, if you could please like and subscribe, I would appreciate it. And next, we're going to talk about equity accounts, which is kind of a weird topic. So we'll go through the accounts that live on the balance sheet, and then we'll hit the P&L, or the profit and loss income statement accounts. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you guys in the next video.